let's get into this. You guys heard what happened. I'm guessing a lot of you guys heard what happened recently. With our favorite, terrorist wannabe. So, let me find it. Give me a sec. So, for those of you that are not aware, Hasan decided to open his fucking yap. Again. Although, surprisingly enough, this dumbass actually took a page out of Froggen's book. The Surrogenator, he actually took a page out of her book. No, I didn't watch. No, Rev has not made a video about this. This literally dropped by Yeet this afternoon. This fucking guy. So basically, it sounds like he had a veteran in his chat that was basically saying stuff. And Hasan thought it would be a good idea to go off on veterans. Yeah. It's too good of a name for him. So, yeah, let's take a look. I already roasted every living fuck out of him on Twitter for this, but let's take a listen. Let's take a listen to this fucking terrorist, shall we?
15 years out from Iraq, eat my balls. Do you even have your balls remaining, or did a fucking IED explode them for you, dumbass? Shut the
right out of the gate. Combat veteran, did 15 years in Iraq. This is a man who was in GWAT. Okay? This is a man who deployed during GWAT. And he decides to make fun of him, saying, do you even have your balls, or do they get blown off by an IED? Shock of shocks, he's cheering on the terrorists. I know you're shocked by this, right? Veners, I have a lot of people in my chat who are veterans. And I'm guessing all of them right now wishes they could reach through the screen and throttle Hasan. Because he gets fucking worse.
fuck up talking about Islam. You are an infinitely bigger terrorist than any random Muslim ever could be. Dumb.
And there it is. Hasan Piker is calling U.S. veterans terrorists. This man needs to be denaturalized and deported. Either that, or he needs to be brought up on sedition. The Hasan Piker is an enemy of the United States of America. I'm saying this flat out right now. Hasan Piker is an enemy of the United States of America. He is a traitor. He has given aid and comfort to the enemies of the United States in multiple ways. He has actually called for the deaths of sitting U.S. representatives. He has just said that U.S. military veterans are the actual terrorists and not the Islamic jihadist terrorists. He is an enemy of the state and should be classified as such by the president. Donald Trump needs to classify Hasan as an enemy of the state, have him arrested, and lock him up in Gitmo for the rest of his life. He should not be walking free right now. He should not. He should be arrested.
Mass. Shut your bitch ass up. Go enjoy your fucking PTSD, asshole. Fuck you. Imagine.
And there it is. There it is, where he takes a page out of the Froggen playbook. Apparently, he didn't leer enough when Froggen did it. He literally just wished PTSD upon a veteran serviceman. This dumbass literally took a page out of Froggen's book and has actually applauded veterans having PTSD. He is a disgusting scumbag who very easily, I will remind you, gets fucking dog walked by Z-tubers. This is a little bitch boy that could get dog walked by a pink bunny girl VTuber. And while he copes and seethes about it, she's just laughing. She's laughing and giggling the whole time. Thank you, Jones. Thank you for the tier 1. And Fan Striker, I don't know what happened there, but thank you for the gifted. Thank you very much. So, yeah, and by the way, this is another example of how he's deteriorating. That's what I wanted to point out here. This is how he's deteriorating. Every stream that he does, it mentally collapses more and more. That he would basically start doing this and basically wishing PTSD or applauding PTSD on veterans. He is mentally deteriorating every single stream. Everyone. He is getting worse and worse and worse. If anyone's got PTSD right now, it's Bitch Piker. He is the one that's got the PTSD right now. Because I think every time he hits go live on his OBS or whatever streaming software he uses, he probably hits go live and goes, all right, how much are people going to make fun of me today? And you see what happens. Like someone says something about Islam, like fuck Islam, based, by the way. And what happens? He crashes out. And he lashes out like a scared, wounded animal. Because that's all Hasan is anymore. He's a lol cow, and he's a scared, wounded little animal that is backed into the corner and knows he can't escape. His views are down. I'm pretty sure his views are down. But listen to what he says afterwards. Just listen to what he says afterwards, which is so fucking hilarious. I can't. The only nice hand I have is for the salute, and he doesn't deserve that. Actually, no. You know what I will do? For the veteran that was in Hasan's chat, I salute you. The veteran that was in his chat that basically said, fuck Islamic terrorism. I was in Iraq for 15 years and fuck them. You, I salute. Hasan don't get that. And unfortunately, that's the only knife hand that I've got.
Imagine having the audacity to fucking be like, yeah, I went to Iraq, and it's actually Islam that's the biggest danger. You're the danger, yes. Idiot.
No, factually wrong. That is factually wrong. It is by sheer statistics alone. People that follow the Islamic religion are statistically speaking much higher, have a much higher propensity for violence in the name of said religion. Hence what happened in Iraq, hence what happened in Iran. What happened look what happened in Iran. Iran slaughtered 30 to 40,000 of their own people. Why? All in the name of the Islamic religion. Look at the attacks that have occurred on the U.S., all in the name of the Islamic religion. Think about all of the suicide bombers that have committed terrorism. Gee, what is it they say right before they explode? Something like Ali Kubira? Something like that? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's something really close. The translation being something about their pedophilic god. Something about that? Yeah, tell me again, which religion is the most violent? Which religion has its entire basis on violence and destroying anyone that is not of that religion, and the people that follow that religion actually take action for this? Yeah. Who's the terrorists again? Remind me again, Hasan. Who are the ones that actually committed terroristic activities? Again? Oh, right.
You're a danger to your family.
There it is. There it is. Again, this is how weak and pathetic he is. He is literally not exactly word for word, but he is actually repeating what Froggen said. Because Froggen said the same, I'm pretty sure Froggen may have said the same thing about how soldiers beat their wives. Like that soldiers, like, all they do is commit domestic violence against their spouses. He's literally pulling notes from his failed moderator's playbook. That is how pathetic we are at with him right now. He can't even come up with a thought on his own. He's pulling from the pages of his failed former moderator's playbook. That is how pathetic it is.
A danger to yourself, douchebag.
Oh yeah, and by the way, let's not forget that it is written in the text of the Muslim faith that it is not only permissible, but you should beat your wife. So yeah, and it is very well known statistically that those who reside in very strict Muslim or Islamic nations routinely beat their wives, and it's not only acceptable, it's encouraged. So you want to try it again about who is the danger to their spouse? Because it sure as fuck ain't the soldier. It sure as hell is not the soldier that's the one that's a danger to beat or rape their wives. Not when the religious book advocates for it in the Muslim faith. You want to try again? Because you're also about 1,000 right now. Let's try again. Let's see what other chestnut he pulls out of his ass.
Lord, that's getting clipped, Lamont. I don't give a fuck, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you do.
If you go to
Yeah, you
Iraq
do.
and you learn that lesson, you realize that was wrong, you're welcome here.
Yep. Oh, hang on. Okay, now again. He literally has no content of his own. Listen to what he says
wrong,
here.
You're welcome here. You come back from Iraq and you fucking talk about how this was actually awesome and I fucking hate Islam. Then fuck you. You didn't learn anything. You're goddamn.
Another one. That is also a page out of Froggen's playbook. Froggen said the same thing. She wished soldiers have PTSD and no health care. She what was the other one? She said that soldiers are a danger to their spouses. That soldiers beat their spouses, or maybe that was police officers. I forget which. They kind of interchange them. And then she also said that soldiers need to repent for their service in Iraq, and if they don't repent, then they should be, I don't know, I forget if she said they should be killed or ostracized or what the fuck ever. This is literally the same thing that Froggen said. Hasan literally has nothing left and is stealing from his failed former moderator for content. That is how pathetic he has become, is that he has to steal talking points from a failed streamer and former moderator of his. Hasan, you're done. It's game over. You've got nothing left. You've just proved it. You don't have your own thoughts anymore. Nobody cares about you. You can't even come up with talking points on your own. You have to steal talking points from someone who is basically on their way out as a streamer.
Cattle. You're sending other people like you to be in a similar fucking predicament to yourself. Whatever, bitch.
No, correction, Dwayne. She did not. That was a sub goal. Froggen was doing a subathon, and that was a sub goal. Is that if she reached or dono goal, is a dono goal. If she reached X amount of dollars in donations, she was going to bake a cake commemorating the terrorists of 9/11, but she never reached that goal, so she never baked the cake. But she did have it as a goal.
Like you to be in a similar fucking predicament to yourself. Whatever, bitch. I'll start fucking live streaming on YouTube tomorrow. Suck my dick. No, you're gay.
And he'll fail. That was what I was waiting for. Yeah. Oh, if I leave, I'll just leave Twitch and I'll go live stream on YouTube. And you'll fail. as a reminder, when he caught that like 1-day ban recently, like within the last like couple months, he tried to live stream on YouTube. His first day live streaming on YouTube, he actually did well. He actually had quite the audience for day one of live streaming on YouTube. After that, his viewership went off a cliff. After that one day, his viewership went off a cliff. And as soon as his Twitch ban was over, he bailed out of YouTube and went crying back to Twitch with his little tail between his legs. Why? Because he failed. Because he fell off on YouTube hard. And technically, from a technical standpoint, she was. But yeah, he failed on YouTube. He actually said, no, I can't do it on YouTube because I don't reach as many people. His viewership went through the floor on YouTube. And that's why he completely abandoned it when he came back to Twitch. So this whole thing is like, I'll leave Twitch and I'll just go stream on YouTube. No, you won't. No, you won't, because you know that you'll fail. You know that your streaming career will be over if you do that, because no one will watch you. You will not be able to maintain your $1 million lifestyle in your $1 million mansion streaming on YouTube. You won't make enough money. You'll end up having to foreclose because you will make no money streaming on YouTube because your viewership is going to be low. So this is, again, the wounded, pathetic little animal biting and scratching at anything in abject desperation. Because Hasan is desperate right now. Oh, he's terribly desperate. And crying his bitch tears.
Getting clipped. By who? The people that have been literally begging for American sons and daughters to go and fucking die in Iran for the last 2 weeks? By people who keep going, yeah, based. No, we got to give more money to Israel.
Listen to him cry.
Those people who are going to fucking turn around and then now act as though they give a shit about veterans. The same people like Asmongold who fucking celebrated when that Navy SEAL with his uniform had his fucking arm broken.
That wasn't a Navy SEAL, you cock-gobbling thunder cunts. That was a Marine. And what Asmongold said, Asmongold did not cheer. Asmongold did not cheer that Marine getting his arm broken. Asmongold said, you broke the rules. You made a huge scene in Congress and you got taken down. Fuck around and find out. That's not him cheering. He actually said, I'm not happy about the fact that his arm got broken, but he said, if you show up to Congress in uniform and you start making a huge scene, yelling and screaming, yeah, you're gonna get taken down. That's not applauding. It was a Navy SEAL who broke the guy's arm? Oh, was it? I thought it was just congressional security that brought him down and resulted in his arm breaking. Was it a SEAL that broke his arm? I never saw. The only footage I saw was a couple like still frames, and the only thing I knew is that it was a former SEAL. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I've seen a few still frames. I saw Asmongold talking about it, and I knew it was a Marine because obviously I can recognize a Marine uniform, but I didn't know it was a former SEAL that was part of the security detail for Congress that brought him down. Okay. So, yeah, Asmongold, you dumb cock-gobbling thunder cunt. That wasn't a SEAL that did it. That was a Marine. And Asmongold did not applaud him. Because, of course, you are going to take what Asmongold said grossly out of context because you're a spineless grifter. And the only thing you have to peddle are lies and propaganda and gaslighting. Yeah, this is why Hasan cannot debate anybody. This is why whenever Hasan does things, he always does events where he is talking to a crowd and not debating. If he ever actually had to debate someone, he would turn into a little bitch. If he had to debate Asmongold, Asmongold would destroy him. It's why when he tried to debate Ethan, he was hunched shoulders, talking really soft, really submissive, because he can't handle someone that actually knows what they're talking about. Do you remember when he was when Ethan debated I think it was Dan Saltman. I could be wrong about that though. Did I call Hasan Asmongold? Okay, I could be getting him. No, I said if Asmongold debated Hasan. I said if Asmongold debated Hasan, Hasan would just like cower. But there was that one time that Ethan I did for a moment. Okay, words are hard. The names get switched. There was that one time that Ethan dated Jesus fuck. Oh my God, I'm losing it today. When Ethan debated, I believe it was Dan Saltman, and Hasan was watching the debate. And when Dan Saltman was making what he thought were salient points, Hasan was basically was like probably about a hair's breadth away from just whipping it out and starting to jerk off live on stream. Because he was like cheering. He was like making like muscles with his arms and just going, yeah, yeah. Like I swear to God, if he wasn't on stream, I have no doubt he would have just whipped it out and started beating it live on stream. But when he actually had to debate Ethan himself, his entire debate was him just like punched in, talking really softly, really submissively, because he can't actually debate people that know what they're talking about. When he's on stream talking like this, he's like, "Oh yeah, I know what I'm talking about." But if he had someone else there that was actually countering what he said with facts, he turns into a little bitch because he doesn't actually know what he's talking about because he's a grifter. He's a grifter pretending to be a socialist, pretending to be a communist, pretending to be an Islamist. He is literally pretending all of this. All he cares about is enriching himself. That's all he cares about. He only cares about grifting his audience so they give him money because he grifts them into thinking he is the prophet of communism and tricks them into giving him money to enrich himself so he can live in his $1 million mansion. If he's ever actually confronted by facts, he just turns into a soft-spoken, submissive little bitch. Yeah. Yes. Also true. Also true. Yes, you're not but with UCMJ standards, you are not allowed to facilitate any like protests or anything of that nature while in uniform because it can be disrespectful to the uniform or it can be tarnishing the uniform. Absolutely. But the fact is, he is a little bitch. And if he's ever actually confronted by another person with his to counter all of his points, he folds in a heartbeat. Well, he was supposed to debate Charlie before Charlie's assassination. I think there was a planned debate between the two of them. After which, we know what happened with Charlie. But also, he thinks he's some kind of political pundit, but everybody's abandoned him. Remember that. Every single like high profile political person he's tried to get on his show has bailed on him. Every political pundit that he's stand for has denounced him. His fucking hero Mondami publicly said he denounced Hasan. When Hasan went to Mondami's victory party in New York, they told him literally, "You're not on the list." Okay? So, yeah, he's got no one. He's a pretender and he's a grifter. all to make himself rich by pretending he's actually smart.
Really? That's what we're doing? If Twitch can apply this fucking double standard when one veteran is getting their fucking arm broken by an American congressperson for opposing America waging Israel's wars, when Twitch doesn't fucking ban Asmongold for laughing at that and saying, yeah, based.
Asmongold didn't laugh at that. You fucking liar. Asmongold didn't laugh at that. I don't know if he said based or not, but he did qualify and say he doesn't want that Marine hurt. But he also said you don't go into Congress in full uniform and create up and do a protest scene in Congress. You get taken down. He did say that. He absolutely made that qualifier. Which, of course, Hasan is very conveniently ignoring. Talk about double standards. Double standard, yeah, he can lie all he wants, but then he'll claim other people are lying when they're not. Which is not really double standard, that's just him being a retard. Let's face it, Hasan is a complete retard. Nobody should listen to him. He has no idea what he's talking about. And what Hasan is actually doing is Hasan is actually fostering terrorism, and he is creating terrorists. Because think of some of the horrific attacks that have occurred in recent months. What has been a door-riding theme of many of these individuals, other than the fact that they were psychotic? What has been a door-riding theme is they are espousing a whole crap ton of twisted and crazed political ideologies. Where do you think they might be getting them from? Yeah? Where could they possibly be getting these crazy ideologies where it's okay to commit murder against someone that doesn't follow what you perceive as to yours or maybe Hasan's ideology? Mm-hmm. Gee, I wonder where that could be. And he's talking about, oh, Twitch has a double standard. Motherfucker, you've literally called for the death of people on stream. You've called for the death of multiple people on stream. You have just now said veterans deserve PTSD. You have literally called veterans terrorists when you have actually platformed actual terrorists on your platform. You've played terrorist propaganda on your platform. Fuck off with your double standard. Right here. Sit and spin, motherfucker.
And that he deserved it when Twitch literally doesn't say a single damn thing about that, but then turns around and tries to ban me for this shit. Fuck this platform. I will never fucking come back here.
Good. Please do. Don't tease me. Hasan, don't you tease me like this. Okay? If you're gonna say it, do it. Do not edge me. Okay? I'm into edging, but don't you dare edge me. I don't want to get edged by you. If you're gonna do it, you fucking do it. Okay? Stick to your work, yeah. Let me back it up a little bit to do the preceding, okay? Actually, no. He said if I'm going to get banned for saying that, I don't need to back up. Basically, what he was saying is if Twitch bans him for what he said to that veteran, that he hopes he gets PTSD, and said that military veterans are terrorists, and that if he gets banned for it, which, by the way, he can, just so you're aware, veterans are considered to have protected status by Twitch's terms of service. So, technically speaking, which is the best kind of speaking, yes, he can be banned. I hookah. From a technical standpoint, what Hasan did was a violation of terms of service in terms of going after someone that is considered quote-unquote protected. So yes, by a technical standpoint, he did violate TOS. Now, I am going to do something of a gimme. Okay? Because as much as I despise this person, as much as I despise this person, I am about having a reasonable standpoint on issues. Okay? Yes, he insulted a veteran. Yes, he did. He insulted a veteran and said he hopes he gets PTSD. He did say that, veterans are the actual terrorists versus the terrorists. He did say, did your balls get blown off by an IED? Yes, he grievously insulted veterans. He is a horrible person for that. No argument there. You've just heard me. However, would that be considered a violation of TOS? Rationally speaking, no. If we're going to look at this from a logical standpoint, it's okay, I can just mute him, it's fine. If from a logical standpoint, it's not a violation of TOS. He did not wish harm upon them. He did not advocate for harm against them. He did not threaten them. So it's not so realistically speaking. No, it's not because he has a Hasan pass. I'm saying realistically speaking, it's probably not a violation of TOS. Is it disgusting? Absolutely. Would I love to see him banned from Twitch and then desperately try to go on YouTube? Absolutely, I would. But you know what? I got to keep things realistic here. I have to look at this from a logical perspective, and he didn't violate. I don't think he violated TOS here. Not with his comments there. So this is basically, and I think he knows that too. I think in a small way, I think he knows that he technically didn't violate TOS with what he has said. And that's why he's going off like this, because I think he knows that there is no fear of him being banned for saying this. Granted, he said a plenty more. He still should have been banned for what he was saying in regards to basically telling terrorists to use drones to strike targets. That's something he should have gotten suspended for. That was a TOS violation right there that he should have been banned for. This right here with this veteran, I'll be real, it's not a violation. Disgusting, but not a violation.
Y'all are a bunch of dumb fucking bitches too for being like, oh, you're gonna get clipped.
He's down, and look at the way he keeps going back and forth on his chat. He's desperately trying to find someone saying something that he can quote from because he doesn't have his own brain anymore. Yeah, he's trying to act tough. He knows he's in the wrong. He's getting roasted in his chat. But he's desperately trying to find, like, okay, the base here. He's desperately trying to come up with something that he can say because he can't come up with something on his own. He can't actually come up with a clapback on his own. He's looking for his chat to feed him an insult. That's why the chat's flying. That's why, if you look, watch his chat and watch the way it like backs off. Like the chat goes flying and then it backs off. That's him scrolling it. That is literally him scrolling through the chat because he's looking for a clapback he can use against this veteran because he can't come up with one himself. Just watch.
Fucking come back here. Y'all are a bunch of dumb fucking bitches too for being like, oh, you're gonna get clipped.
What? See? You see how he dialed it back? He's looking for an insult that he can use that his chat has provided. He can't do it himself. This is how deteriorated his brain has become. That he can't even come up with a clapback or an insult on his own. It's honestly sad. It's honestly so sad that his mind has just collapsed in on itself so much that he can't even come up with insults to someone that basically just slacked him. And he's just like, chat, wait, Shit, I can't find an insult. Fuck you. I'll leave Twitch and go to YouTube. Shit, I still can't find anything. Yeah, just, shut up. You just shut up. That's what he's doing.
Dumb motherfucker doesn't even
Yeah.
realize his own lived experiences should have taught him a very valuable lesson.
What? Ow. Hey, I just. Hey, Twitch. That is a violation of TOS. Right there. Twitch. DX10MC has literally just committed a blatant violation of your TOS. What you gonna do about it? Huh? What you gonna do about this, Twitch? This is a blatant violation of your TOS of advocating violence against a protected class. And again, this is the kind of people that Hasan cultivates. This person right here is the audience that he cultivates. And this audience is the one that goes out into the world and looks for the people that Hasan has dehumanized. And leave us not forget, what Hasan was saying to this veteran that was talking into his chat, that was Hasan dehumanizing that veteran to make him a viable target for anyone in his audience that wanted to dox, find, and kill. Bear that in mind. What Hasan did earlier was literally to make that chatter a viable target for the insane people of his chat. Make no mistake about that, because that's what these people do. They dehumanize to make others a viable target to be killed, because that is how they operate now. Yeah, notice when he stopped where his mouse is. We love you, Hasan. And then the one right below it is Hasan losing it. Yes. Yes, Hex Daddy issues. Hasan is absolutely losing it. Yes, he is.